Yo, what's up? This is Splendid on Pharcyde TV with my co-host Jeremy Scipio
What's going on, people?
and a very special guest. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that Jeremy can relate to a little tougher than others. You know what I'm saying? With the connection on him. I'll let you introduce him, Jeremy.
Oh man, yo, this dude, he got bars for days, man. Super talented. Also he got an album coming out. Also homies with T Nava. Ladies and gentlemen, Speedy Walton.
Yo, what's up,
Can we
man? How
get the
y'all doing,
claps?
family? No doubt, no doubt, man. I'm glad to be here, man. It's an honor talking to you, brothers, man, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on the platform, man, to speak about the project and things to come, man. I really appreciate it.
No, all good.
Thank you.
So, what city are you from?
Cincinnati, Ohio, the Midwest, born and raised, the nasty natty, as we like to call it back home, man. So, yeah, born and raised. I'm out here in LA now, but Cincinnati all day.
Yeah. How long you been here?
It's been going on 5 years, but it don't feel like it, man. Two of them years was pandemic years, so man, it really don't feel like it. But yeah, close to 5 years now, man. Actually, so yeah,
I know that fly by real fast, huh?
real fast, man. It don't seem like it at all, man. I actually, one of the homegirls had asked me the same question like about a week or so ago, and I was like, damn, hold on, wait, this is almost 5 years, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, it don't feel like it, man. You know what I mean? I still feel like I'm just now getting in the swing of things here, man. You know, I spent most of my time here just like kind of just when I touched ground to kind of like just I didn't really even get a chance to soak it in. I just hit the ground running as soon as I got here. And I looked up and like you said, I'm going on 5 years, so it definitely don't seem like it for sure.
Yeah, so I met you through I like to say this because I've seen people do other shows. Friend of the show, Ron T Nava Avant. You performed
Yeah.
with him on the show. Could you tell us about because you guys have a hit song together? I would like you to tell us about the process of Cincinnati to Hollywood and what it means to you.
Oh man, it's to be honest, like I was a fan of T Nava before we actually even met. And it's crazy because we all from Cincinnati and like, in that space is when you're doing cool things, it's a real tight knit community. You know how it is, Jeremy. Like you feel me in the
Mm-hmm.
natty, like so. Just art. His name was ringing bells from making his move. He was out in L.A. first. Him and Aaron Ray, who's another dope
Yep.
artist, R&B singer from Cincinnati. Sal Dolly, another one. Like it's a lot of us, man, and a lot. Everybody came at different times. So Ron was one of those guys who came before I got here, and he was making a lot of waves and stuff and what he was doing, and we had heard of each other, but we actually met in LA. I actually met his dad at the airport when I first got to LA, and
Wow.
we just started talking. And we were both on the flight from LA going back to Cincinnati. And he was like, you know my son? And he said his name. And I was like, wait, yeah, I actually do. I was like, yeah, yeah, I do. And
Mm-hmm.
we finally me and Ron finally linked up and he came to Capitol Records where I recorded my debut project under my real name Speed Wall and came to just the project I bro, just pull up and he just came through and had let me know all about his character right there, man. LA is the prime place, for somebody to flake on you. And bro really came through like, yo, I'm about to come through and check the album out. And we met and we've been like tight ever since, like family, man. Like and I appreciate Ron for all the genuine love and energy, man, because he took me in, man. When I was getting my bearings in LA, still trying to find my community. And man, he was like, man, you family, bro. Like, and he treated me as such. So man, my respect for him is at an all time high forever, man. And like that, we locked in forever, man. Just the love, his feet come from a long line of dope musicians. And in
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati, we the home of the funk, Boosie.
Yeah.
We could talk about high tech, we could talk about the Isley brothers. We could talk about James Brown, you know, being from King's Records, which was a Cincinnati label. We can talk about a lot of people. So I respect real music. So I think coming from Cincinnati and coming all the way from Hollywood, it's a perfect song that me and him did because
Mm.
you know, like that's what it really is. Like you know, coming from a small Midwest town, it ain't really a small town, but you know, compared to New York and L.A. and Miami
Yeah,
and stuff like that,
yeah.
it might, you know, you could say that. But you know, we a city like everywhere else. We got our own energy. We got it's the Midwest. So, you know, I'm
Mhm.
proud of where I'm from and it has shaped me musically and as a person. So, and I love that about Ron. He never forgot where he came from. So anybody coming from the Natty who can hold it down in whatever city he in, I'm always gonna show love.
Mhm. I was yeah, I always like to say Ohio, the birthplace of G-Funk.
Yeah, for sure. For
Let
sure.
y'all
Yeah.
tell it. Let y'all tell it.
That's it. I just wanted to throw that little dagger out there. But yeah, man,
I'm
appreciate
I'm
you, bro.
I'm not gonna take it away from y'all. Yeah. And you know the cold part about it is Ron's father ain't no joke on that guitar, man.
Man, he is not
Yeah,
a joke. He
yeah.
legendary. Man, his family, he come from a long line of like dope musicians, man. And one thing about Cincinnati, man, is just like Ohio just got this way of just remarkable art creatives, man, and they just so low key. Because when you come from the Natty in Ohio in general, you kind of like we don't have a lot of outlets, so we so used to being in the background, you know, like man, you could be on a whole nother echelon, man, but the energy and the attitude usually of those creators is like, oh, just another day at the office. This ain't about nothing, and they just mind their business, man, because we so used to playing the back and being in the shadows. We just like it is what it is. So that's another
Mm,
good thing about Ohio, and a lot of no matter where I'm at in the world, that's one thing that people always say, like, man, y'all Ohio cats, son, y'all different. Like, you know what I mean? Just the way y'all move. So yeah, man, Ron Dad is actually one amazing musician, man. And, and,
mhm.
and I call him a legend. I call him the OG, the legend. Like, because I mean, really, man, them and the Callaways, Aaron Ray family. Oh man, they whole families is filled with people from the church and
Yeah,
musicians and it's amazing.
yeah. Shout out to Eris too. You know what I mean?
Oh
He a
yeah, shout out
rapper
to
doing his
Eris.
thing.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
Eris. Yeah, we gotta have him
Eris
on.
cold.
Yeah. Yeah, he doing his thing. Shoot, he got his blue check and everything. You know what I mean, he ain't no
Oh,
joke.
Eris ain't playing no game. Yeah, Eris ain't. He gets slept on a lot, man, because his brother, you know, in the R&B world is like so. But people
It's
forget
hard to
Eris.
compete.
Yeah, you know, it's your brother. So it's like that's what I'm saying. The Callaways come from a wide range of musicians in their family. Eris is a hell of an artist, man. Not just a rapper, just a hell of a creative, man. He's super
Hmm.
dope at what he do, and he just super good person too, man.
Hmm.
When's the first time you heard hip hop and what was the song?
The first time I heard hip hop, well, honestly, the first time I heard hip hop, that's a good question. The earliest I can remember me hearing hip hop was at my granny house on East Daniels, and we lived in a two-family house, and my brother played, if I'm not mistaken, he was playing 8 Ball and MJG, and he was just it was like one of their first CDs, and like I remember the cover. They had like these 8 Ball jackets. I think it was called Space Age Pimpin'. Like I was young because I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of hip hop coming up because I lived in like a super religious, spiritual house. And I had one of those Southern grannies like, what the hell y'all listening to in there? Like, you feel me? So, like, they tried to keep hip hop away because she thought it was all like, you know, derogatory and, you know, just that ain't what the Lord would listen to. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? But I think my older brother was playing that CD. And I remember it vividly. I was a kid and he wasn't supposed to be playing it in the house, but he was a
What,
renegade.
what you
And
say
I'm
it's
glad he
called?
was. It was called Space Age Pimpin'. It was 8 Ball and MJG.
On
And
Top of the
he
World?
listened.
That's the name of the album?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Mm.
so. And he was playing a lot of UGK, like the first UGK, that the first album they ever came out, and I was still a kid. And he was bumping these albums, and I just the shit they were saying on there, man, it was just like, wow, like I wasn't allowed to listen to it, but when I heard it I was intrigued because I'm like, oh, they super forward. Like I'm like, okay, like this what's up. And this as a kid is, I wasn't allowed to listen to it, so that kind of pushed me to like, oh, I need to sneak and listen to more of this hip hop. So my brother had these CDs in a shoebox. Man, he had it put up like it was drug money or something, and he hid them because, like I said, in our house we wasn't allowed to listen to the CDs. And my brother, my oldest brother, he would just have his Walkman and listen to his stuff. But then I got into the CDs one day with my friends, and that's when I really fell in love because I think the first time I really like, okay, now this is something I want to do. Is when I'm not gonna lie, when I listened to it, man, he had a couple albums. It was Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z. He had a Black Star album and he had a Locks album. And I remember listening to those three albums, and it was the Locks when they were signed to Bad Boy. So this was Money, Power, Respect album. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I listened to that album and heard them flows on there and how they was barring up lyrically. And I said, oh, it's different. Like when I heard them, like I said, okay, I started listening to a lot of East Coast rap. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, this is different. Then I listened to Nas, and I'm like, okay, this something. There's something to this. And I think that's really what kind of intrigued me to really get into rap music, to be honest with y'all. Like, because when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is cool. But when I heard that, I'm like, oh, yeah, they doing a little bit more than just rapping some cool stuff and just saying some forward stuff. They doing it all. Like, because I'm like, this is not kind of, this is thought provoking. So, yeah, I listened to them CDs and I was hooked. And I just started diving into a lot of different hip hop artists. But I can say them was the first like CDs that I was able to get a hold of and really start breaking it down. And after that, I was just hooked. And that's when I started kind of scribbling as a kid, just scribbling notes and lyrics and trying to put it together. It started out as poetry, then it turned into raps. Like, you know what I mean?
Speaking of album or just like iconic albums, I would like to know what's your take, if you have any takeaways on this brand new legendary Andre 3000 album just dropped a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's cold. The Flute album?
The what album?
The Flute. You're talking about the Flute album?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
legendary.
Man, listen, bro. Me personally, as a creative, man, like, that's how dope Andre is, bro. He don't even gotta have no lyrics, bro. Just drop instrumentals, and it's better than most cats rapping out on their album, to me. Cause I mean, I'm a fan of real lyrics, and I don't really think I can, off the top of my head, name you like 10 artists that I believe is even capable of giving an inspiring album that's like, or even like, a collection of songs on a project. We won't even go as far as saying making a classic album, because that might be too difficult, but even just make an album that you can actually keep playing, and then you won't just get tired of it after like a one listener, So I think I respect Andre 3000 for doing what he wanted to do creatively and not feeding into what people wanted him to do. I'm always a go against the grain type of person. I feel like you should do what's authentic in your spirit and your heart. And if that's the Flute album is what he wanted to do, by all means, man, drop the Flute album. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy that he gave us something, a piece of art that he was inspired to get to the world. That's a beautiful thing. So I mean, to be honest, man, I'm a Japanese Zen garden type of nigga anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? Like I was in my lane. Like I rolled me up, son. I threw it on, and I was in my zone. I said, this hard to me. You know what I mean? That's just me though. I'm just that type of dude. So like, but hey man, I like it. To be honest with you, I like it, man.
So if you had to drop an alternative album, what would be your thing that you did?
It'd be like a mix between NERD, and Sarah. It'd be like an NERD Sarah inspired album. Um, yeah, that's what it'd be, man. You know,
So
like you
you
know.
won't drop no album of just you eating an apple for like 12 tracks. You wouldn't do that. I'm just
Nah,
saying, like you. Yeah. I'm just saying, like what we doing here? You describing music. This dude dropped a
I
flute
don't,
album. Like, how you gonna take it up a notch?
man. I have to do it, man. I don't know how we could, man, bro. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I guess if it was, I mean, I guess if it was in my soul, I guess I would do it. But man, I mean, I think it's a certain level of tranquility and zen you have to have just to do that, man, knowing that people want to hear you rap, especially when you're a rapper's rapper. Like
Yes.
3000 is a rapper's rapper, so he
Right.
know when we hear him, like, bro, we praying for you to rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we as a rapper, like, and a writer, I'm like, yo, I'm hoping you give us some bars. But as a creative, you know, I'm inspired by so many different genres and sounds. Like, bro, I would definitely do something like that if that's what my spirit called for. I mean, I play with a band anyway when I perform, and we kind of like infuse a lot of different genres in the music anyway. So for me, it's like not a far stretch, just because I'm an alien stoner myself. So it's like
Mhm.
I'm down to do something like avant-garde at any given time. But yeah, man, I don't know about the Apple, like the Apple album, just crunching on the Apple, but you know, I will do something avant-garde though if my soul just led me to that and I wasn't inspired to drop like actual bars. Like, so I respect 3000 for that for sure.
Mhm.
When did you first hear the album?
I heard it the day it came. I heard it the day it came out. I actually was one of the. I pressed play soon as it dropped, just because I was when he said he wasn't dropping no raps on it. I was just curious. Like, I mean, it's Andre 3000. I'm a fan, so like, let me just listen to it. Man, I rolled up and listened to it, and it was in my lane. Man, I actually was doing yoga when I was listening to it. I had smoked and I was doing yoga with some lady friends, man, and I had a good time, man. We was in the Zen garden. We was like I told you,
It's
I'm a Japanese Zen garden type of guy, so it was right up my alley. You know, somebody else, I had some homies like who turned it on, like, man, what is this? Like, but I expect that from them because you know what I mean. Like they want to hear some rap. They still in that. I'm more so, man. I don't listen to a lot of rap now, to be honest with y'all. Like, and I rap. I just don't find none of this shit appealing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mhm.
do the rap that I make music that I want to hear. So, like,
Mhm.
for me, like, I don't hear a lot of new cats rapping that just be like, oh yeah, this cold. Like I want to listen to it. Nah, I'm listening to some instrumentals my damn self, or listen to some jazz, or listen to something else. That's just how I am. Like I'm listening to old rap and like maybe some like oldies, old school, like neo soul. Like before I just talked to y'all, I was listening to Music Soul Child. Like you feel me? Like I'm listening to stuff like that. Like I ain't really these rappers don't really impress me like that, to be honest with y'all, if I'm keeping it 100. So I'll just be like, yeah, this is like come and go. It's like fast food. You know, it might look appealing at first, but it's ultimately gonna kill you at the end, you know?
Yeah. Uh, how would you describe your style?
Uh, eclectic. I think uh I don't really know how to describe it myself because it's me talking about me, but I would say that it's definitely if you like substance and lyrics and you like something that just, you know, you could tell is like heartfelt and like that I actually care about the art form and you care about the art form, you can feel it when you hear the rap. Like you can hear it like, okay, this dude is serious. Like he not playing around. Like he actually took his time piecing it up, and you know. So yeah, I would just say it's eclectic. It's like blueberry pancakes on a easy Sunday morning. You feel me? Homemade blueberry pancakes on an easy Sunday. That's all I can say.
That's right. So with there being just so much music out there right now, and just so many ways to get it. What's your favorite medium to consume music?
Mm, that's a good question. I think my favorite medium. I think any way you can get the music as a consumer,
Mm-hmm.
by all means, whatever the platform. But for me, I mean, I just use the DSPs. Like for me, I use Apple, Spotify, Tidal, just wherever the music at, I just go listen to it. I think it make it easy because it's right from your smartphone. So I actually got all the platforms because some of my app like Jay-Z, when he do drop every now and then, he might just be like, I'm only dropping on Tidal. So just for like that, I keep all of them just in case, like depending on the type of album it is. But yeah, I listen to everything now on everything. I got all the services. So I listen to YouTube, Deezer, whatever it's on, I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
get it. But I say the one I probably use the most is probably Spotify though.
So
Yeah, even though what do you feel about they're kind of cracking down on Spotify right now because everybody's posting their raps, their wrapped like their year, what they consume the
to
most.
wrap up.
Yeah. And a lot of people were saying, like, man, this dude is the CEO of Spotify and he's made the most money off of music and hasn't made one song. They were showing how much, obviously, because streams don't equate to physical sales in the
Yeah.
slightest. Like even 1 million, they showed it. Somebody was like streaming 1 million off of their album with a drop.
hmm
The way the math breaks down, you would get like $3,000.
Yeah, it's horrible. All of them are horrible though. Even Title pay the most, and it's still none of it makes sense
Mm-hmm.
mathematically, especially like when you got like I did my rap because my fans wanted me to, and I did like 2.6 million streams, which is the craziest numbers I ever had
Yeah, man,
coming up
that's
from
that's
a genre
$6,000.
running. Yeah, but it's like it's like you said, man, it's like when you don't put like 60,000 into a project and promoting it, and after you get done and you realize like, damn, I only made $6,000 in a whole year and I got 2.6 million streams. Imagine if that was 2.6 million albums sold. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And back in the day, even when if you had a botched deal, you would still make more than you making off being a successful streaming artist. It's almost
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, man, they don't. None of it makes sense. They need to find a new platform. That sucks, but it's like it's almost like us as artists. Like, what can we do? Like, yeah, we could try to come out with a platform that can rival these people, but how the industry is set up. Oh yeah, as soon as you try to set up something, they gonna just tear it down because they're a conglomerate. You know what I mean? They gonna come through and be the dictators they are and just squash whatever because they got to get their money. They control it, just like how they did
Mm-hmm.
with the album. So I just kind of look
Mm-hmm.
at it as like it's that battle between good and evil, and it's how they just in a position of power. So until something change, but I am trying to find solutions all the time as a creative and as a businessman to how to keep as much as I can from my art and make as
Mm-hmm.
much. But I want the fans to consume it. So if they got to go to Spotify or Apple, I just want you to have the music. I don't really even do music for the monetary value because at the end of the day, like it's ridiculous, bro. Like I don't know how you get 1 million streams and you don't even make half of $1 million. It makes no sense. Like yeah, it's cool, but it don't pay. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so we get paid off merch and shows and sync placements and stuff like that. So that's what we kind of depend on, like as artists. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Uh, what Mount Rushmore would you like to be a part of?
The top five lyricists of all time.
Ooh, so who you
Top.
standing next to?
Oh, that's a hard one. I hate
Like
saying that because
y'all gonna go on tour too.
well, I gotta put Jay-Z in there. I gotta put Nas in there just off the strength. I gotta put man, it's so hard though, man, because it's like so many great artists, man, and I
Uh,
always leave people out.
uh,
I know Jay-Z would be on there for sure.
Well, let's break it back down because no offense, they got their own one and they don't even tour together. I'm talking about like you and these artists, like y'all coming up, and it's like, people do the
Oh,
whole,
okay.
they always do the, I think the lazy one right now is Jake Kendrick Cole. You know what I mean? That's just like
Okay, yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
What's
yeah, for
so
sure. I get
what's yours? I mean, your selection can be varied, but I don't want you to be like, oh, Biggie, Tupac, and he's like,
Oh yeah,
you ain't gonna tour with Biggie.
yeah, yeah. Now that's just a hologram. Let me see. Um, we gonna go with Kendrick just cause he just him. Like, you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? As far as just like I love Kendrick, we gonna go with him. Um, we gonna go with Cole. We gonna go with Cole. We got because he just
Okay.
on fire right now, and I the last few years he just really impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lupe Fiasco, even though he's not a newer artist, I think he just don't get the credit he deserves, and I think he just an
Mm-hmm.
amazing artist. I think he's brilliant.
Okay. We could do that.
Um, yeah, thinking about the new cats coming up who I really like. Man, you know what?
Okay.
I have to say, man, Tyler the Creator, man. I think a lot of people
Okay.
sleeping on him, man. I think as like lyricist. I mean, I know he get his props, Grammy winner and all, but I think a lot of people don't know how creative that guy is. Just on the, I don't think they give him his props on his lyricism all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think overall he's just a great artist. Um, uh, yeah,
I
and
mean, you
my
technically good. You technically good. I mean, because it's like
okay, yeah,
three.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
you
yeah,
and two and three others.
yeah. I
Y'all
think that.
faces are gonna be next to each other in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for sure. I think Tyler the Creator, yeah, Lupe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kendrick, Cole. Yeah, I think that's a good list, man. You know,
Okay.
and of course out of, as far as the people that's still getting it, I like Simba too. He's coming up. I like Simba a
Okay.
lot. Feel me? Yeah, but it's a few people I know I'm forgetting, but Nick Grant, he dope. It's a few dope rappers that's coming up in the game for sure. Absol, amazing. Feel me?
Okay.
Your favorite hip hop movie?
Whew. I think Belly, man. I love Belly, man. I don't know. Belly is just my favorite hip hop movie for real. Belly. I would say Belly, bro. Because Nas and DMX did an impeccable job in that, man.
Yeah. I definitely say best intros of all time, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Man,
That's legendary, bro. I
Can't
don't
beat
know. It's
that.
just, yeah, the visuals, Hype Williams did his thing, man.
that dark skin and that blue light bouncing off
Hey,
of it all over the place.
OG, you already know, man. That was classic. You feel
Yeah,
me?
Mhm.
yeah.
Uh, what what was the soundtrack to your junior high school experience?
Ooh, that's a good. Oh man, what was it? What was we listening to heavy? Well, I was on my East Coast hard then, like as far as what I was listening to at that time. I think it was the honestly, I think it was the Rough Rider era at that time going down. I think I was like heavy Rough Riders when they had joined the Locks, when the Locks had joined them, and they started doing that whole thing and the Rockefeller, like it had to be the Rough Riders Rockefeller era, like because when they was doing Reservoir Dogs and all of them start teaming up, they did the like
Oh yeah.
Rockefeller Rough Rider tour. Like I think, man, it was a good time in rap then, bro. It was fun. Like everybody was just going hard, man, for sure.
I recently just watched Ludacris perform, and it's funny, like you could tell like he kind of reaching for that past fame, like he kind of went back into his old self. He grew his braids out and got his hair, like I think he's just really trying to channel that person. But watching him perform, it did like trigger some nostalgia. I'm like, yeah, he
Man,
was the
yeah.
man back then.
Man, bro, you to be honest, Luda was nice, man. A lot of people don't give Luda the credit he deserves as far as lyrically. Like I know he did numbers, but like he was just so creative, like Missy, as far as with the videos and the personality and energy. I think
Hmm.
that people forget like that he was the amazing lyricist. Like, and yeah, man, he definitely had a lot of a lot of influence in music in the world, man. Luda was that guy.
I think
He
that's
still
kind of
is
the
that guy.
trade. I think that's the trade-off when it comes to that type of rapper, where you kind of get commercial faster because you're silly and you're having fun, but I think in the long run, people don't take you seriously. I heard
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ludacris
Yeah,
had
you're
that
right.
conversation. Ludacris had that conversation with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, he
Yeah,
said,
I seen that.
yeah, now that's another thing. Watching Big Sean, like Big Sean is upset that he don't get mentioned alongside the Kendrick and J. Cole's, but he kind of chose the cartoony route. You know what I
Man,
mean? So,
man, did he not? I mean,
and
I
I like Big
like
Sean. I like Big Sean.
I
That's
do
my
too.
guy.
He from the Midwest, and he's just a good guy, bro. And
Mhm.
but like it's like you said, it's the trade off. Because people always say to me, like, man, won't you show more of your personality and this and that? And it's like rap is like one of the only genres like that too, man, which kind of suck because it's like people should be free to be who they are, and you should still be able to separate the two. Like, okay, yeah, this is a dope visual artist, but yeah, man, like Missy was one. She was one of those. Like, that's Missy is one of my favorite artists. Like, you feel me, of all time. Like when I talk about my top artists ever influential to me, like man, she in there, and people be like,
But
Missy,
because because of
I don't
her
know.
because of her bars though.
Yeah, like I just think as a writer and a
Producer
creative
too.
in general, like
But
producer, like
her
she did
bars
everything.
though.
She was hard. Missy was
So my
so
question,
hard.
what's your favorite Missy bars? Like spit the Missy bars right now.
Oh, let me tell you my favorite Missy song.
No, not
To
the
me,
song, the
this is personal.
bars.
Sock It To Me with the Brat. That
Sock it to me
song,
hard.
yeah, Sock It To Me. Like this girl, my probably like some Crisco. Like that song was probably, I don't know. It was just personal. Like I don't know what I like. It was her flow. With Missy, it was her cadence. Because when I look at a rapper, it's like Wayne, right? Like
Mhm.
it's certain
He
rappers
said
that
that's his favorite rapper.
man, and I can tell
Recently, he
because
said that.
it's it's what he and I can see that because of the way he used his voice as an instrument. She did the
Mhm.
same. Missy was a great she is a great singer, producer, writer, lyricist, visual artist. I mean, like, she a goat, man. Like, and I think it's just what you said. Like, sometimes that's the trade off. Like, because she's not mentioned lyrically, but I'm,
All right,
her
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be
songwriting.
blunt and I'm gonna move on because I don't want to be disrespectful. But Missy ain't got no bars. That's the reason why. She has no bars. Zero
Oh,
bars. Zero bars. Zero bars. Entertaining, talented, spectacular. I mean, she can even dance her ass off. It's very weird, but no bars. That's what I was waiting. I said, "What's your favorite bars?" You
yeah,
said, "My
yeah,
favorite song is." I mean, but it's facts. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
She made
I feel
legends.
you. Yeah, for
She's
sure.
talented. Her and Timbaland together, unstoppable
Yeah,
force.
crazy.
No bars.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
she had a different, yeah, you're right though. As far as like a different style, like I feel like yeah, it's like what you rating it on for sure. You put her in a room with Nas or somebody, yeah, it's gonna be a little different, you for sure, So I get what you mean.
you, I
Don't let this
mean,
man Jeremy walk you back, man. Missy's dope,
no,
man.
you can like her. You can like her. I
No,
like her.
I know what he mean though, OG, as far as like stylistically, like when you listening to like it's just how she do it. But I think Wayne the same. I think Wayne the same. Like it's just stylistic. Like if you
But
break
no,
it
Wayne
down
got
with
bars
what they
though.
say, yeah,
That's
but
unfair. Wayne got like he one of the people got the most bars. Yes, Wayne got
yeah,
bars.
but when you put them in a room with, anybody you put in a room with them type of guys like Kendrick and them, like it's still gonna be different though. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's just the style of it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like he said a lot of bars, but he done made so many songs. He done said a lot of bullshit too. So then when you start
Yeah, yeah, it's
stacking
true
it up
too.
to like, so when you start stacking, and Big Sean the same.
yeah,
Like I love Big
yeah,
Sean.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but
yeah. They
when you
got bars,
stack
but then
it
they
up,
got some. some boo-boo in there too.
Man,
So yeah, you're right.
man, bro, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't never heard Jadakiss say a whack verse in my life. I
Yo,
mean, you would have to really
you ain't
try
lying.
hard to find. Like
You ain't
even with
lying.
Hov, like you would have to try real hard to find. And even when you find a song like, well, this was all right. His all right is still better than 99% of any rapper that ever has came. So it's like, I mean, it's hard. Like
I
certain
heard a
rappers are
bad
still
bar
good.
from Jay-Z. They only because it was his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was his birthday. So all this stuff was coming out. And I heard one, I was like, oh, you know what? They played it during Dame Dash's interview, one of his interviews. And I was like, that was
Right.
whack. I can't think of what it was, but every now and then he would say something kind of you expect. But for the most part, I definitely agree with everything you're saying. Like Jadakiss, if he on the verse, that ups the value
He
of
gonna
it.
snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna
But
snap.
yeah.
He gonna snap. He gonna snap. It's just like you said, it's just one of them things, man. Like, everybody got their quirks and stuff. Like, but even then, you said Ho said a whack bar. He didn't got a
Yeah.
whack verse. You feel me? Anybody, a whack verse in a bar just the verse.
I honestly, like you said, the stats though. You know what I mean? The stats do matter because, like you said, Big Sean. I really like Big Sean,
Me
but he
too.
do got some ones that you be like, wait, that don't make sense. I don't know what you're talking about right there, bro. So
Yeah,
I
like
feel you.
even
Yeah, Jay-Z's record is
like
hot. His
like not even hold this topic long, but just real quick. It's just like certain songs you make, it just puts hip hop is the man. I swear, hip hop is the most judgmental genre because it's like,
yes,
all right, like he made don't I don't fuck with you. If you go ask any teenager or kid, like that was a classic song. Like you feel me? But you go ask a lot of like hip hop purists, and that song literally took him out the contention to like purists of him ever being like even considered a lyricist, like because the
no,
same reason why Kanye got on Drink Champs and bashed him. But like that's the same thing that brought in the money and got him where he at. So it's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, damn man, somebody can't make a fun song, like So it's
that
like
sucks,
up and
man.
down. It's
That
sad.
sucks, man. I think he got some stuff in that though, but
Man,
that
I
sucks.
do, man. I really do think so too, man. But like with hip hop purists, man, it's a tough crowd to please,
Mm-hmm.
man. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So the Dove Society.
Oh yeah.
Break that down for me.
Oh man, that's the master teacher Shafiq Hussein, man.
Okay.
From Sarah. Man, he one of the reasons I even came out to LA, honestly, man. Like he's been more than just like one of my favorite musicians for a long time, but he became a mentor and that's my big man, that's like my big bro. Like he really helped me a lot in creating and help shaping my sound musically because he would he's the type of like creative that would just literally sit there with you for that like days and days and pull in all the amazing musicians, man, from all over the world and put them together until we cook up something magical, man. So like he created the group or the collective Dove Society. And Dove Society is where you got people like Ty Dolla $ign and Anderson Paak and Jametta Rose and uh myself. And it's so many artists, the name that
Ron
came out of
Avant.
that.
T
Oh, of course,
T
T
Is he part
Navin.
of
Navin.
Like,
that?
come on. Like, it's so
Yeah.
many
Okay.
creators that came from Dove Society and just branched out, see it from the internet. Like, it's so
Oh, really?
many people that came up under that Sarah house and that under that arm of the Dove Society. So like I always rep that because that's home. Like that's home. Like when I get lost, even like spiritually, that's where I go. Like you feel me? I know I can go to the master teacher crib and get my mind right and just have them lessons and them talks and do my thing. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Is that like the native tongues, basically?
Yeah, the native
No.
tongues. Yeah, basically, yeah. Especially in LA.
Okay. Yeah. What's the best advice anyone's ever given you? Yeah.
Erica Badu when she said nobody can take what God got for you.
Mm.
But you know what I mean? And it came at a perfect time. So that would be like one of like the best um advice I got from another creative that I respected, because I was at a time where I was feeling real low and defeated in music. And when she said that, it wasn't cliche. It felt so organic because it was, and so honest. She was like, nobody can take what God got for you, baby. Remember that. That nobody. And I was leaving into a situation where I thought that situation was the one that I needed to prevail in the industry. And I realized like, it's just the beginning of something new. And that really helped me, man, because that always stick with me. Like even when I'm feeling low or anything, like I think about the words that she had for me. And it meant a lot, like just coming from her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know she really meant it. So yeah, I could say um that's probably some of the best advice I got, because it also was some advice that just let you know you got to keep going. Like you got to keep going. You got to just keep fighting. Like, the industry hard, the business of it, but I'm in it for the love, man. And when I just focused on that, when I realized like, oh man, I don't got to worry about what's on the board. Stop looking at the scoreboard. Stop looking at
Yeah.
everything that's going on. Like,
Yeah.
just keep focus on the craft and the art, and let everything fall in place. And ever since then, man, I've been at a place for peace. I've been making the best music, better live shows, and just getting better and better as a human being. And that's helping out the music as well, because with me it's all one. Like it ain't like a character act, like, oh, this is my persona, then I go take off the costume, then I'm myself, you know what I'm saying? It's all one. So yeah, that helped me a lot, man. So that's probably the best advice I ever got.
What would your bio movie be called?
Hmm. Hmm. The return of the underdog. You feel me?
Right.
Just like, you know what I mean? That the return of the underdog, man, or should I say the rise of the underdog? You feel me?
Who will play you?
Myself, I think I had
If
to play my own by
if you could pick an actor.
hmm, Michael B. Jordan, because I know all the ladies gonna go crazy. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't
That's a
know
fact.
shit.
That's a fact.
Hey,
He's
if
the
Ryan
guy.
Coogler,
I just said I
if
know.
Ryan Coogler, huh?
Oh yeah, like you feel me? There, I just go for whoever lit though. I think those two are just the littest right now, so I have one of them do it just cause.
If Ryan Coogler directed, that's exactly what he'd do. He'd be like, y'all, we're gonna do this movie about you, but you're not gonna be in it. You okay with that? I'm gonna have
I'll
my
be like,
boy play you.
yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna go straight for the A list. You feel me?
They got a
I'm
Rick
gonna go
Ross
straight for
movie.
the A list.
I don't know if it's real. They got a Rick
Is
Ross
that real?
bite. I don't know if it's real. Exactly. I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Do you lose you? Oh, yeah, I go.
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I think I gotta go soon, but
Okay,
I
okay,
think I
okay.
gotta go. But man, I appreciate talking to y'all. Definitely thank you for the opportunity, man. Like for sure.
No, it's all good, man. This is where can they check you out on your socials?
Yeah, just real name Speed.
All good. All good. Well, no, man, it's been another episode of Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV. Thanks for tapping in, and we're gonna have a part two a little bit after the
Absolutely.
first of the year and really dig into it. And this has been another episode of Splendid Radio on Pharcyde TV. Peace.
Peace.
Thank y'all, man. Make sure
Yeah.
y'all go get that Pearls album. And
Pearls.
and I love, yeah. Make sure y'all get Pearls album featuring T Nava, Shafiq Husan,
Mm,
Sal Dolly. Just won a Grammy for the Beyonce album. And he's also from Cincinnati. And yeah, thank
let's
y'all.
go.
Appreciate y'all. Thank
Let's
All
you.
go.
good.
All right.
Shout out, and one thing, shout out to my supervisor Frank for letting me do this because he pulled some strings for me to talk to y'all today. So shout out to him if he see when he see this. So one love.
All
All
right,
good.
Frank.
All right, man.
Thank y'all.
Peace.